You know the rules. What we do is we do two 24-minute segments. I do. I talk for 24 minutes. You, whatever platform you're on, I want you to type in any health questions you have, any health questions about any topic. And if I have an answer for you at the 24-minute break, Garrett and John will read me the questions. I'll answer them. Then we'll do another 24-minute segment, and then we answer more questions. So it's a great opportunity to have some healthcare questions answered. And it's always nice to have you guys with me. If you would, if you're listening live, put in hashtag live right now. Just put it in your comments. If you're listening on replay, put in hashtag replay. Doesn't mean anything to you, but it lets the world of the internet know that people are listening to the show. The bots search for that. And also type in where you're from. I like to know what folks are listening from. It's kind of a cool thing. And it's kind of nice how international we've gotten in the past really few months and how we've grown tremendously. We've got probably around 1 million followers across all platforms added up. And every day it's growing like crazy. So we appreciate you for tuning in and sharing this. And also share the link right now. Share it with your list, your contacts, so that they know about it as well. So I guess we can start whenever Garrett says start. Hey folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Glad you're with me today. We're going to give you some health hacks today. Sometimes we do topics, shows on one topic alone. Today we're going to do a bunch of different health hacks, which is a lot of fun. So these are, we're calling it hacks for extreme health. And that's my goal with you. I don't want you to be healthy. I want you to be extremely healthy because it's a lot more fun. It's a lot cheaper. And as you get older, you really start to realize your own mortality. And you start to think, wow, there's an end to this game we're playing here called life. And I want to enjoy every minute of every day that we possibly can. And if you incorporate one of the things we talk about today, awesome. If you incorporate all of them, your life will turn around dramatically. So the nice part is most people don't know that there's hope for their condition, whether it's just simple fatigue, whether it's I'm just getting old, whether it's digestive issues, whether it's nutritional, brain function. Most people don't know there's hope. Most doctors don't know there's hope. And so today we're going to give you these health hacks to kind of take you to a whole nother level of health, which is kind of cool. Now, I don't like exercising. I don't enjoy exercising. It bores me. I've played football. I've played hockey. I was on a swim team. I've bicycled. I've rollerbladed. So I've done a lot of exercises, and none of them really excite me. And as I get older, I can't do them like I used to anyway. And so what I do is I do little health hacks when it comes to exercise, little things that I can do every single day just to keep my body in motion. And that's what we're finding now, that over 50, especially over 60, we find that staying in motion is going to be the key to longevity. Passing through time, passing through life, and not just sitting around doing nothing. So one of the things that you can do, and I do this, is do squats while you're brushing your teeth. Because sometimes I get busy and I don't have time to work a workout in. So just do squats. All you have to do is every time you brush your teeth, do as many squats as you can in 2 minutes, which is how long you brush your teeth for. Now, if you do 1, that's great. If you do 2, that's okay too. However many you can do that are comfortable. And you don't have to go all the way down to the floor. Okay, just a little bit up and down, up and down. You'll be amazed in just a couple of days how much better you feel. You got to remember, your heart pumps blood. But something has to pump the blood back up. Now, the heart has pressure, so it pushes the blood down to your feet, and then it pushes it back up again. But your muscles contract, and that assists the heart. So it takes the stress off the heart. And something as simple as squats is a really cool exercise you can do. You brush your teeth twice a day. If you do 10 squats a day, that's awesome. Take the stairs. This is a highly underrated hack. Take the stairs every chance you can. In fact, when I'm at work, we have an upstairs and a downstairs at my office, and I will just sometimes walk up and down. There's back and front stairs. I walk up the back, down the front, up the back, up, down the front, maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe 1 time, but taking the stairs is so important. So don't take the elevator. Always take the stairs whenever possible. Now, it's not always practical. I get that, but do it as often as you possibly can. So once again, we're talking today about things that you can do to keep your body in motion, health hacks. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about energy. We're going to talk about sleep. We got so many health hacks we want to cover. If you have a question, you could send it to me through my website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. Happy to answer any questions you might have on any topic, not just health hacks. But exercise, as we get older, means staying in motion. So one of the things I don't mind doing is, especially if it's cold out or if it's rainy or something like that, is instead of going for a walk, I'll just go to a big store, grocery store, Walmart, something like that, and just go up and down the aisles. You can do it quickly. The faster you move, the better, but you can just go up and down, and that's so important. Now, if you can walk to the grocery store, and I can from my house, there's 2 grocery stores within walking distance, many times, as an excuse, I'll just say, you know what? Let me hike over to the grocery store and pick up some apples or whatever it is. And then I have a destination. Because personally, I find if I don't have a destination, I get bored. I go for a walk around my neighborhood. I can do that. But I find that if I have a destination and a goal, I am more excited about it. And it's just my personality. I'm very goal-oriented. I like to know if I do this, this is going to happen. I like doing yard work. Why? I look at the yard. When I'm done, I see, oh, look, the plants are done, the lawn is mowed, whatever it is. So I enjoy result as opposed to just exercising for the sake of exercising. And my German grandfather, of course not with us anymore, but he was a very big man, very strong man. He was a carpenter in Germany. He's certified. He has a certified. I remember it's the thing hanging on the wall as a kid, and it was in German. And I remember asking my mother one time, "What was that?" She goes, "Oh, that's UPA." We called him UPA. Was his certification to be a certified master carpenter, and he did amazing work. But years ago, I remember I was back in high school, and I was going to meet my uncle, who lived in the same town as me, and we were going to lift weights in his garage. And my grandfather looked at me. He didn't say much. He was a very stoic German man. Came over in 1922 from Germany during Hitler's rise, and so he didn't speak much. But he looked at me. I said, "I'm going to lift weights with Uncle Billy," and he said, "Ugh, you want muscles? Here's a shovel. Go dig a hole." And I didn't realize how profound that statement was, because we go to a gym and we move weights with no result. We're putting work in. We're not getting a benefit from it except moving the weights back and forth with body benefit. But if I would dig a hole, I'd get similar benefits. I'd use more muscles than just biceps or triceps. We'd use all the muscles in the body, or a lot more, and we'd actually have results from doing something. So that one statement my grandfather made probably has stuck with me forever. That if I'm going to do anything, I want to see a result. This weekend, I mopped all the floors in my house. I have hardwoods and tiles throughout my house. I don't have any carpet. And so I mopped the floors. And I mopped, two pushes with one hand, switched hand to the other hand so I have balance. So I don't want to throw my body out structurally. But that was a great workout. When I was done, I was tired. I was sweating. I was done. I was like, wow, this is great. I did the stairs. So staying in motion is so important. So you don't have to join a gym to get the results that you're looking for from a health standpoint. And many times I've had patients that work out and they lift weights and it's not practical muscles. And they'll come in and they'll say, "Doc, big muscle head." And they'll say, "Doc, I picked up a trash can and I turned with it and bam, I threw my back out." And I said, "Okay, because you didn't use those rotators and multifidus, the smaller muscles in the spine that rotate the spine. You're using the big muscles, but not the small muscles." So that's why practical is so important when it comes to health hacks, is keeping the body in motion is so vital. So I want to talk now about sneaky hacks to increase your energy. How many people want more energy? Raise your hands. Of course you do. How many people are too tired to raise your hands? I know a lot of you are, right? I don't think I've had a patient come to me who wasn't on coffee or something else that said, "Doc, I got plenty of energy." They all say, "I'd like a little more energy. I'd like to have a little more pep in my step." And so one of the things that works so well, and this is what I want you to start doing right away. This is the one hack I really push you to institute right away, is I want you to start drinking more water. Most of us do not drink enough water, and it can lead to pain. It can lead to inflammation, digestive problems, constipation, sexual dysfunction, headaches, blurred vision, migraines. So many things happen for the better when we simply drink water. Now, I get this question several times a week on my website, drjoe.com. Dr. Joe, is tap water okay? I say no. I don't drink tap water unless I absolutely have to. Because In our water filtration system, most of the water we drink is recycled. So what that means is I flush my toilet, and Garrett takes a shower, and John does his dishes, and it all goes down into the drain, and it goes to a water reclamation plant. And they recycle the water. They filter it out. They take out the chunks and viruses and germs and bacteria and things like this. And then they send it back into the water system. And it's very efficient, and it's okay. It's better than drinking non-recycled water. But there are certain things that are not filtered out. So, for example, if I take a medication, if I take blood pressure medication or somebody takes birth control pills, cholesterol, what's going to happen is my body filters it out, and I pass it out through my waste, and it goes into the system. And in the filtering system, we don't have filters to filter out medications. Now, it's such a small amount. It's no big deal, right? I don't think so, especially for children. So what if we have a child, and that child is drinking tap water all their lives, and there's a little bit of birth control pill in there? Could that mess with their hormones? Potentially, yes. And plus, we put chlorine in the water. Chlorine kills what? Bacteria. And that's really important that we kill the bacteria in our water, because we don't want to drink bacteria in the water. But it also kills bacteria in our own bodies. Now, we have more bacteria cells in our body than we have human cells. So we are essentially more bacteria than we are human. And so we don't want to kill off the good bacteria in our bodies. And when you're doing chlorine, you can do that. That's why I don't like swimming in chlorine pools. If you've ever been to a public pool or certainly a water park, it just stinks like chlorine. And you are just destroying a lot of the good bacteria in your colon. So if you're ever in a chlorine pool, I strongly advise you shower as quickly as possible when you get out of the pool. Get that chlorine off. Now, the irony is you're showering in water that has chlorine in it, but you're getting more chlorine off than you're putting back in. And if you were to take a hot shower, you're going to absorb about 8 glasses of chlorine, the equivalent chlorine in 8 glasses of water just by taking a shower, because hot showers open up your pores and you can absorb things through your body. So chlorine is a toxic gas. You certainly wouldn't drink it. You certainly wouldn't, concentrate it. You wouldn't be in a room with it, without ventilation. And yet, for some reason, we think it's okay to put it in microdoses into our body. I don't have a better answer for that. If we're going to reclaim the water, we have to put chlorine in it. But that's why I recommend a water filter. I have a whole house water filter. They're not cheap, a couple of $1,000s, a few $1,000s actually, but worth it. Because every drop of water in my house, if I drink it, if I shower, and if I wash my hair, if I wash my food, and I make soup with it, I flush the toilet, I take a bath, all of that water is filtered. And so I have a whole house water filter, and if you want to know which company I use, you can send me a message through the website, drjoe.com. I'll send you the link. Again, it's not cheap, but it's really, really worth it when it comes to your health. So I want you drinking more water. And if you do just that, if you just drink water, if you do no other hack that I give you today or ever, if you just drink the water, you'll be amazed how much better you feel. And I tell you this all the time. I give you every show tons of tips on whatever the topic is. If you do just one of them, that's great. If you do all of them, that's spectacular, amazing, unbelievable. Or you can do somewhere in between. I give you that information. Whatever you do with it is up to you. So start drinking more water. I'd recommend about 6 or 8 glasses a day. So what I do in the morning, I wake up and I drink myself 1 or 2 glasses of water right away. And it really jumpstarts my day so much better than if I don't. Then I take Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source, and I add vitamin D to it because that's the minimum nutrients that we need every day. So that's so vital. And if you just did Super Greens and Essential Source, I think you'd be amazed. And I don't know why the whole world doesn't do Super Greens and Essential Source, because it's that good. And if you don't know what they are, they're 2 powders. They're on my website, drjoe.com. Just go to the store section, and the top one's in the store. And that's the minimum nutrients: prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, complete multivitamin, chlorella and spirulina help detoxify the liver, omega-3 fatty acids, essential fatty acids, complete multivitamin. So, yeah, I always tell my patients it's the cheapest insurance you'll ever buy is taking quality supplements. So the water starts my day. Then I take the Super Greens and Essential Source, and I find I eat so much less when I do that. So I want you to consider doing that because you're going to save money on food too, and you make better choices too. If you want to add warm water and lemon, do that instead of coffee. Now, first couple of days, you might get a headache. You might go through a detox if you're coming off coffee. but warm water and lemon is great. Now, some people say, well, Dr. Joe, I have to have my coffee in the morning, gets me going to the bathroom. Well, hot water does the same thing. Coffee is an irritant to the bowels, and that's why it makes the bowels let go, but hot water will work pretty well. And lemon juice can help with hydration, digestion, weight loss, and even help prevent kidney stones. So that's another twist if you want to do it. Walk up and down the stairs, 2 minutes. Before every show, every podcast, every lecture I've ever done, I run up and down stairs. Now, maybe just twice. I'm not 16 anymore. Can't do it like I used to. I do a cross crawl. Cross crawl is the easiest exercise you can do. Cross crawl is you bring your right elbow to your left knee and your left elbow to your right knee. I do it while I'm standing. So lift up my knee and bring my elbow down, and I just cross right side, right side, right side. And if you do 20 of those, 30 of those, you'll be amazed how much better you feel. If you do 20 of those an hour, 30 an hour, it takes about 20 seconds. I did a post on this a while ago. I did like a little reel on it. And still to this day, it's probably been almost a half year now, 8 months. Still people say 30 an hour. What are you, crazy? I don't have that kind of time. It's like, it takes about 30 seconds. Stand up and do it. It'll take about 30 seconds. So you have that time. It's pretty easy. But running up and down the stairs, great way to get exercise and great way to increase your circulation, which will give you energy. Now, if you're in pain, if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, headaches, numbness, tingling, chances are you may not be able to do that. Pain is a warning sign. Pain is telling you something's wrong. So the best hack I can give you when it comes to pain is chiropractic care. Chiropractic care is the most effective, least expensive treatment for back pain. Why wouldn't you do the most effective, least expensive of anything? It's the best at the best price. No compromise. Why wouldn't you do it? So if you have pain, I want you to come see us. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We want to be your doctors. Let's get to the cause of your pain, not just cover it up with medications, not just cover up the symptoms. I am not against medication. If you need medication, take the medication. But let's always get to the cause. Pain is a warning sign. High blood pressure is a warning sign. Diabetes is a warning sign. Alzheimer's, warning sign. It's telling you there's a malfunction in the system. There's a glitch in the matrix. And let's go ahead and get that fixed. And that's what we do in our office. We get to the cause of the problems. Not always. We can't help everyone. But, boy, is it certainly worth a shot? Absolutely. So drjoe.com, drjoe.com. You can book it right online. Do it now. People, I'm going to do it later. I got to wait. No, do it now. Because chances are you're suffering needlessly. And it breaks my heart, and I've been in practice coming up on 40 years now. Patients come in, and they'll say, Dr. Joe, I've been in pain for 2 weeks, 10 weeks, 20 weeks, 5 years, 30 years. And it breaks my heart because after a few treatments, in most cases, they say, Dr. Joe, it's a miracle. What did you guys do? Oh, my God, I don't have pain. I don't know what it's like to not have pain. And it breaks my heart because they could have got it fixed 20, 30 years ago. And so much of their life was altered in a negative way because they suffered needlessly. So we're really good at pain. We're good at digestive problems. We're good at nutritional problems, brain function issues. So drjoe.com, just make your appointment now. Normally the first visit is $940. I've reduced that for my listeners to $299. That's exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays on a follow-up visit, and a complete nutrition evaluation. Why wouldn't you do that? That's covering the structural, it's covering the digestion, it's covering nutrition. More is going to be covered in those 2 visits than you've probably ever had done in your whole life. drjoe.com, make the appointment. Then after that, if you need more care, we'll talk about more care and what it's going to take. And if you have questions about insurance or anything, my staff will answer the questions about your specific policies. Probably about half our patients are cash anyway because it's so affordable. drjoe.com. All right. So if you're just tuning in, I'm talking today about health hacks. And we talked about exercise. We talked about energy. I want to talk about some nutrition health hacks. Now, here's the biggest one I can give you. The biggest health hack I can give you when it comes to nutrition is this. Get the bad food out of the house. Because if you have bad food in the house, the chances are very good that you're going to eat it. Now, I don't eat meat. I'm 100% plant-based, have been for about 38 years. So I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy products. So that's not a temptation to me. But if somebody gave me, gluten-free vegan cookies, it'd be a temptation to me. And I would want to eat them. And if I opened the refrigerator and I had grapes, and I had celery, and I had fruits, and I had other vegetables, and I had cookies, which one do you think I'd take? Cookies. Of course I would. Sugar stimulates the nucleus accumbens in the brain, releases dopamine. I get high from it. Of course I would do the cookies. But if they're not in the house, I don't have to worry about it. Somebody made me stuffing the other day, and I love stuffing, dressing, whatever you want to call it. And it had some gluten in it, which I'm not, of course, not a fan of. And it's one of my favorite foods. So I was nibbling on it, bite at a time, bite at a time, bite at a time. And finally, I just lost my mind. I said, I got to get this out of the house. And I grabbed it, and I threw it out. I have a backyard, I have a stream, and I have some in my garden, actually. I just threw it out into my garden to compost. And I was done with it. Because if I left it there, I know I would have eaten it. So get the bad food out of the house. That's so important. If your refrigerator is full of fruits and vegetables, that's what you're going to eat. If you're like me anyway, because I grew up poor. We didn't waste anything. So if I see something in there, I got to eat it before it goes bad. So we talked about filtered water. If you drink a glass of filtered water every hour, and now I can do this, and I usually do this, until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 3 o'clock. Because if I drink too much water after that time, I pee. I wake up and pee all night. And so even if I drink at 3 o'clock and I go to bed at 10, sometimes I still got to go. So I don't want to disrupt my sleep. So I stop drinking right before then. So if you do, 6, 8 glasses a day, we'll start at 6 o'clock, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Amazing how much better you'll feel. You'll have so much more energy. And you want to stabilize your blood sugar so you don't crash. Because if you crash, you're going to make bad choices. When you're hungry, you do stupid things. Am I the only one? I don't think so. I think you do it too. So here's one of the easiest ways to stabilize your blood sugar. This is great for diabetics, but it's great for anybody. 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Vinegar, no matter what kind of vinegar it is, could be, balsamic, could be apple cider, it stabilizes the blood sugar. The acetic acid in the vinegar stabilizes your blood sugar and helps you control your cravings and certainly what you eat. My favorite is raw organic apple cider vinegar. The other vinegars become acidic when they're digested. Apple cider vinegar becomes alkaline when it's digested. And that's a whole nother lecture in itself on chemistry. Trust me, raw organic apple cider vinegar, best one. Now, what you can do is you could use it as a salad dressing. I don't like tart. I like things that are sweet. Some people like tart. They like sour. I don't like it. So you can use it as a salad dressing, which is what I do. I just, sprinkle maybe a tablespoon, not a lot, on my salad, and incredible. Once you eat that salad, you feel full. If I ate the salad without vinegar, a non-vinegar dressing, I wouldn't feel as full. And I've tried both ways, and it works. So apple cider vinegar is great. Any type of vinegar is great. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. I'm teaching you sneaky tips, health hacks. So usually I'll do a show and it's just one topic throughout the whole show. Today we're kind of throwing it all over the place. Now, if you do have a health question, you can send it to me through my website, drjoe.com. Happy to answer your questions for you. I want you to do this. I want you to follow me on social media. And the reason I say that is we post health tips, health hacks, every single day. And it's free. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Follow me on all of them if you would, please. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I give you all this information. My gift to you, your gift to me, simply follow me. At Dr. Joe Esposito. At Dr. Joe Esposito. All one word. And you're going to get so many health hacks and so many health tips. And it's going to change your life. You may not follow all of them. But like I said, if you follow one, that's life-changing. If you follow 5, that's life-changing. So just following anything is going to change your life forever. So at Dr. Joe Esposito. Health questions, send it to me through the website, drjoe.com. Happy to answer your questions for you. Podcast, if you're a podcast junkie, go to your podcast service and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. And we post at least 2 podcasts a week. Plus, we do live radio shows. You'll get a notification through your social media that I'm live on a radio. Maybe I'm doing a pop-up lecture. Maybe I'm doing a Q&A session. So you don't want to miss any of that. At Dr. Joe Esposito, you're going to get so much information on social media and, of course, the website, drjoe.com. So what we're talking about today are health hacks. So one of the big things that people come to me for is they want to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose weight. I think everybody wants to lose 5 pounds, right? So when you're hungry, many times you're not hungry, you're thirsty. And so what happens is you drink some water and you eat a lot less food. Try this. Try it. Hey, it's free. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It'll work. And you're going to eat so much less food. You're going to save so much money. You're going to make so many better choices when it comes to food because you're not starving. So rule here, big glass of water, 6 8-ounce glasses of water before every meal, maybe 10 minutes before every meal. You'll be amazed how much better you feel, how much weight you lose, and how much less food you eat. Folks, got to go to break. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more to cover. drjoe.com. We'll be right back. Bam, you were waiting for that, weren't you? What you got?
So this woman broke her foot about a week ago. She's a Polish dancer and rollerblades and ice skates. It's pretty important that it heals correctly.
Yes.
What would you recommend?
Chiropractic care. You want to adjust all the bones around it, because if you broke the bone, you also dislocated the bones around it. Always. Whether it's a rib, your neck, a foot. So chiropractic care to set the bones back in place. We have a machine called an acoustic wave therapy machine, and it sends impulses really, really, really fast into an area, breaks up scar tissue, increases circulation. We wouldn't be able to do it on the fracture, but we can do it around the fracture. So setting all the bones around the bone back in place, doing the acoustic wave, we have cold laser that speeds up the healing process, hopefully get it heal a lot faster too, and then a nutritional protocol. You want to stay away from acid foods. The 7 acid foods, I call them the 7 deadly sins, are alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. Now, those 7, in this case, are acid. When you put acid in your body gives up calcium out of the bones to neutralize the acids. Because the blood has to remain at a certain level of acidity called pH. And the body will do everything it can, steal from everywhere it can to keep that blood at your 6.5 to 7.0 pH in the blood. And so if you're eating those foods, you're losing calcium, which is slowing down the healing process as well, and other minerals too. So chiropractic care, acoustic wave, cold laser if you can. If you're in the area, Atlanta area, we'd love to see you. Super Green's an essential source, minimum supplements you should be taking every day because they alkalize the system. They're loaded with all the nutrients. Bones are made up of way more than just calcium, and you want to do all the ingredients to make the bone heal as quickly as possible. That should solve the problem with Super Green's an essential source. Don't take calcium supplements. I'm not a fan. It throws off your magnesium balance. Not a fan of calcium supplements. So that should help tremendously. So come see us if you can, and we'll work on you. We'll get you in this week if we need to, because we want to get that lined up as quickly as possible so it heals straight and doesn't heal crooked. So, what else?
Prompted another broken foot question. Someone broke her foot back in May. She had a CT scan a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
It's still broken.
Oh.
They're waiting for percutaneous fixation.
Yes.
Any chance to avoid surgery?
Well, same advice I just gave you. Let's try to realign everything around it. Let's get the right nutrients into it. Cold laser to stimulate new cell production, and hopefully we can avoid the surgery if possible. Can't promise anything, but hey, it's worth. You know what? If it doesn't work, you can always have surgery. That's the nice part. So, all right. What else?
How can I avoid insulin resistance?
Insulin resistance, also called type 2 diabetes. You want to avoid sugars because what happens is the way this works, and it's not sugar. Sugar is not the worst one. You'll be surprised what the worst thing is for insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Is I eat sugar. So I'm going to eat a piece of apple, a piece of candy, piece of cake, whatever. My brain says to my pancreas, hey, pancreas, there's sugar in the blood, release insulin. Insulin is released. Insulin goes out into the cells, and insulin is a key. So the cell has a lock opening in it. The insulin goes in, turns the key, and opens up the cell to let sugar in. That's how it takes the sugar out of the blood, and the cells utilize it as fuel. If you eat too much sugar, you produce too much insulin. And the cells say, listen, I can't open up and let any more sugar in. It's going to gunk up the works. So I'm going to resist that insulin from opening me up to let the sugar in. Insulin resistance. There's your definition. And so cutting back on sugar is the key. But even more important than the sugar are omega-6 fatty acids, specifically linoleic acid. Omega-6 fatty acids clog up the keyhole, so the insulin can't get in there. So the cell is now resisting the insulin because the keyhole's clogged. So what are omega-6 fatty acids? What are the oils you want to stay away from? Seed oils, corn, corn, soy, canola, vegetable oils. Stay away from the liquid oils. The only oils you should ever have in your life when it comes to your diet: extra virgin organic coconut for cooking, extra virgin organic olive oil for salad dressings, and a better choice than that would be avocado oil, extra virgin organic olive oil. Now, the problem with avocado oil, olive oil, about 80%, 70 to 80% of all the olive oil in the world is counterfeit. It's cut with soy oil or rapeseed oil, rapini. That's called canola oil. You want to stay away from all those. So that's why if you're going to do olive oil, it should not be clear. It should have a little green tint to it. It should have a bite to it. And you'll know what I mean when you take it. You go, ooh, it has a little bite to it. And it should have a third-party certification on it. So look on the label. It should have a little white square on it. That's usually a third-party certification with it looks like a label, a leaf in there. I think it's written in Italian many times. And it should only come from one country. Because one country, it's more likely to be pure oil. If it comes from other countries, there's more options for it to be cut. So staying away from the bad oils and eating as little of the good oils as you can, that's going to help tremendously with insulin resistance. But the bad oils is worse than the sugar. So I digress. What else you got?
Which grocery stores are the best selection of organic produce and meat?
I don't know about meat because I haven't had meat in 38 years. I like going to Sprouts. They got good selection. It's always pretty fresh. Kroger's not bad. Publix has a good selection. So really most of the grocery stores. And now Aldi's really jumping on board and it's cheaper. So those are the four that I would probably talk about right away. Now Whole Foods has it, but Whole Foods is crazy overpriced. So I would try the other places. Aldi and Sprouts first, and then Kroger and Publix from there.
Definitely download the Sprouts app if you use Sprouts. They have regular weekly discounts and sales.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's as much as like 50% off.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. And if you go to Sprouts, too, it's interesting. They'll put food on sale if it's about to expire like 2-3 days beforehand, produce. And so if you're going to eat it right away, you can go in and get organic salads for $1, in the produce section. And it has a little tag on it. Now, it's hit and miss. It's not like you're going to go every day and get it, but sometimes you score really big. And that's awesome. So.
And I'd say the only good place, or the only guaranteed place to have like good quality meats would be like a farmer's market.
I'm going to have to go with Garrett on that one. I have no idea. I can't help you on that one. Yeah.
It's just as far as organic and not wildly priced for just one little chicken breast or something.
Yeah.
The only thing I've found.
Yeah, if nothing else, go plant-based. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. So.
Actually, yes.
No question about that, right? Yeah.
Especially right now. I'm just glad I don't eat eggs.
Yeah, me neither. I'm glad you don't eat them either. Got to keep you around for a while, Got a lot invested in you. All right, what else you got? That's all our questions?
That's it for now.
Oh, that's easy. Okay. All right, let's do part 2. Let me sip a little bit here, get this tickle out of my nose. It's so funny. When I'm here at the studio and I talk a lot, my nose itches. At the radio studio, it doesn't seem to itch. I don't know why. But I'm ready to go. You ready? Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Welcome. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you stayed with us, thanks for doing that. We're giving you health hacks today. Health hacks, or hacks for extreme health. So we're not covering one topic today. We're kind of all over the board today on just things. And these are things that I do every day. Because my first book I ever wrote was called Eating Right for the Health of It. It was many years ago. And a patient said to me, patients would come in and say, Dr. Joe, what'd you have for dinner? So I'd write down a recipe. What'd you have for lunch? Right there. And so I started writing down these recipes and handing them out to patients. And one of the patients said to me, why don't you just put this in a book? And I went, oh, that's a good idea. So I wrote my first book called Eating Right for the Health of It. And it really was recipe hacks, I guess. This is what I was eating. The word hack wasn't a thing back then. And this is just what I ate. And so I realize now, people say, well, Dr. Joe, what do you do for exercise? What do you do for digestion? What do you do for weight loss? What do you do for brain function? And so I said, let me just do a whole show on my health hacks. So you kind of window into my life and what I do. One of the biggest hacks, and I can't stress this enough, is quality supplements. If you're not doing quality supplements, you are shortchanging yourself dramatically. And the sooner you get to it, the better. Just the other day, I was in the office, and a patient came up, and I hadn't seen her in a long time. And she said, Dr. Joe, I had to leave town. Unfortunately, I had a family crisis. I'm back in town again. But the thing that saved me, she said, was I took Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, and all the supplements I recommended for her. She goes, and I felt so great. I was with my family. Everybody else got sick. I didn't get sick. I was the one taking care of everybody. I was the one running to the store. And so she says, because of that, I decided what people ate. She said, and they fought me in this lifestyle for years. And then they started eating some of the food. Some of it was from your book, some of the recipes. And she said, they all just went nuts. This is so good. This is so tasty. What did you make this with? This is delicious. So healthy food tastes so much better than unhealthy food, in my opinion, in many cases. Now, not always. There may be something out there you don't like. Remember, a patient one time said, well, I don't like tofu, Dr. Joe, so I can't do what you teach. I said, don't eat tofu. Well, what do you mean? I said, you don't have to eat tofu. This is about 120,000 other foods you could eat. You don't have to eat tofu. Oh, I thought I had to eat tofu. Now, where they got in their head, you can only eat tofu if you're eating healthy. I don't know. But it's so cool when patients talk about the supplements and how it totally changes their lives around in so many cases. So all the supplements we talk about, Super Green, Essential Source, vitamin D, nitric oxide, B-complex, adrenal support, we got a bunch of others. They're all on the website, drjoe.com. So just go to drjoe.com. It's in the store section. We ship the same day or the next business day. So we get it to you right away. But here's a hack for you, because I just heard that the post office is raising prices again. You come to our offices. We have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Just come by the office, pick up the supplements. No shipping, free. Supplements aren't free. Shipping's free. But that's going to save you several dollars too. So just another thought to throw out there. Another hack for you. Giving you health hacks today. Save money health hack. Come to the office and pick it up. Another hack I want you to do, and I do it, I'd say almost every day, is called intermittent fasting. So what intermittent fasting is this. You don't eat for 12 hours a day. So if I have dinner at 5 o'clock at night, I don't have breakfast again until 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, this is going to help you lose weight for several reasons. Number one, your body cleanses and detoxifies, but a lot of those sneaky calories that you get in your diet, you eat when you don't think about it. It's 8 o'clock at night. I got some cookies in the refrigerator. I'm going to have a few cookies before I go to bed. Bam, 500,000 calories right there maybe. And so if you can just stop eating, and my trick, this is again looking into my life, what I do is I brush my teeth after dinner. And once I brush my teeth, I know I'm done eating. I can't eat after that. I brush, I floss, I'm done for the day. So even if I'm hungry, my rule is I brush my teeth. Can't do it. Now, could I do it? Of course I could. I could brush my teeth again. But lay down rules and follow them. And nobody's watching. Nobody's around at night when I go to bed. So why do I do it? I do it for me. And I do it for you. I want to be healthy enough to make sure that I can give you this information and take care of you guys. You know, across all the social media platforms, we have probably about over 1 million followers. Plus radio audiences, television audiences. We have a big audience. And so I want to make sure that I'm healthy enough to take care of you guys. And these are the things that I do every day. So intermittent fasting is huge for health, for cortisol levels, for stress levels, for weight loss, for energy, for romance. You don't want to be bloated and fat with a steak in your gut and trying to have romance. Doesn't work really well. So there's a lot of benefits to this 12-hour rule, which is great. And I grew up Italian, and we always had our salad at the end of the meal. Had salad every meal. There's never a meal we had without salad. And whether it was meat, whether it was pasta, whether it was, we called it macaroni at the time. We didn't have that word pasta. Whatever it was, and then there was a salad. And my mother, rest her soul, made the best salad. My mouth is watering. My mother made the best salad in the world. And whenever we had a family gathering, and we come from a big Italian family, not just my family, it was just 4 of us, but the Espositos at large, there was... In 1968, we took a picture at my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. And there were 72 Espositos, direct descendants of Grandma and Grandpa. How cool was that? So a lot of Espositos out there. But whenever there was a family gathering, they asked my mother to make the salad. Ironically, my mother wasn't Italian, but she made the best salad. But I realized later on in life, we should be having the salad first, because that gives you the vinegar to stabilize your blood sugar if you're doing vinegar dressing. It gives you the nutrients that your body needs, gives you water. Many times you're not hungry, you're thirsty. And so salad first is a great way to start your meals. Another health hack, because it has so many benefits. And then you're going to eat less too. We'd have a big meal stuffed to the gills, and then we'd go ahead and have the salad. You had to have the salad, though. And my grandmother, she was amazing. She had 10 kids. And my grandfather's huge garden, a place called Bud Lake, New Jersey, and huge garden. And they'd go out and just pick the lettuce and the tomatoes and everything every Sunday. You had to go to grandma's house. You never invited, but you had to go. And we'd have the big dinner, family, sometimes outside at a big marble table that would probably fit, 50 people. And underneath the grapevines, really was cool. But the salad, she wouldn't wash it very well. So we'd grind it. We'd get the crunchy salad. My mother used to call it, we got the crunchy salad with the dirt and the bugs and everything. But it was grandma's house. It was wonderful. But I digress. Eat your salad first. It's going to be a much better choice. Now, if you don't know what to do for salad, you can buy bags of pre-made salad now. I mean, it is so easy for salad. You can buy it's called a clamshell of organic lettuce for $5-6, and you can make 6-7 salads out of it probably. And mix the salad up. You don't have to have a honeymoon salad. You know what a honeymoon salad is, right? Lettuce alone. Old girlfriend told me that joke once. Lettuce alone. You could have a lettuce alone salad. Oh, you could add things to it. You could add tomatoes and cucumbers and pickles and onions and whatever you'd like to, and shake it up a little bit. But have your salad first. You're going to eat a lot less food. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, and I'm sharing my health hacks. This is a personal journey into my life on the things that I do to stay healthy. Because people say, Dr. Joe, what's your secrets? Well, I'm giving you my secrets today. It's really important to sleep well. Lack of sleep disrupts your hormones. It regulates your hunger. So if you're tired, you're going to eat more. I do. I'm assuming you do too. So you want to do about 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Some of you think that's a fantasy, but you can do it. What you want to do is make sure the room is dark. You can have a sound machine on, a constant drone if you want to. I like silence. Try to get screens out of the room because there's something called electromagnetic frequency that's given off by, let's say, your cell phones, your Wi-Fi. So what I do is I'll shut my Wi-Fi off at night, and I'll take my cell phone and put it on the far end of my bedroom. And you're going to sleep a lot better just by doing things like that. Mindful eating. Pay attention to hunger and fullness clues. And enjoy your food. And this is one of the things I need to work on, and I've been working on it for a long time, is I love food, and I love making food, and I love sharing food. And so many times I'll eat a meal and go, I didn't taste that. I just shoved it down my throat. So take a breath, chew the food, taste it, and realize what it is. One of the things I do, it's more of a social hack than a health hack, is when I talk to somebody, I try to find out what the color of their eyes are. Now, I don't remember it necessarily, but if I'm talking to you, you'll see me staring in your eyes. And that's really engaging when you're having a conversation with someone. And so my rule is I want to know what color that person's eyes are. And that's a wonderful social hack because people respect you when you look them in the eye. They're going to pay more attention to you. You're going to have better interaction with these people. And so that's a hack. The other hack with food is pay attention to your food. What does my food taste like? Instead of just going, I love this burger. Done. Think about it. Chew it. Taste it. You'll be amazed how much less you eat because it takes 20 minutes to get the message from your stomach to your brain. Got to remember that. So if you are wolfing the food down, you're probably going to eat too much food before you start feeling full. So think about that. And manage stress is so important because there's a hormone that's released in your body called cortisol. Now, cortisol is released from your adrenal glands. And when you're under stress, it's very important. It causes your blood sugar to go up. It stores fat because the body thinks it's under attack. It wants to store fat for later on. It slows down your digestion, slows down your sexual function, slows down brain function, and it causes you to get fat, actually. So you want to lower that cortisol level the best you possibly can. So you got to look at what's causing your stress. Is it chemical stress, physical stress, emotional stress? Get to the cause of the problem. And that's what we do in our office. When a patient comes in our office, we want to find out why they have the problem they're here with. What is high blood pressure, diabetes, digestive issues, romantic issues, brain fog, pain, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, sciatica. We try to find out why. And patients are impressed by this. And every day I hear patients say this. No one's ever asked me that question. Or no one ever pointed out that I should find out why I have these problems. So it's a very different approach when it comes to healthcare. In fact, it's almost the reverse of what other doctors do. And other doctors are very good at what they do. I'm not knocking them. What I'm saying is if you want to get to the cause of your healthcare problem and not just treat the symptoms, you might want to consider coming to see us. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. I would love to be your doctor. Wouldn't it be cool having me and my team of doctors working on you? Checking the nervous system, checking the digestive system, checking the diet, looking at supplementation if necessary, and getting you where you need to be. And people see me all the time, and they'll say, Dr. Joe, you look younger every time I see you. And I said, well, I'm working on that. What I'm doing is working, so it must be good. So if you want to make an appointment, go to my website, drjoe.com. We'd love to see you. And again, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb in the Atlanta area. We can do remote consultations as well. We do a lot of remote consultations because, podcasts, radio shows, those things go all over the world, social media. So drjoe.com. You can book it right online. My staff will call you. We'll set up the details. Normally, the first visit is $940. We've reduced that for my listeners to $299. That's exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays on your follow-up visit, and a complete nutrition evaluation. So we're going to, right out of the gate, we're going to try to get to the cause of your problem and help you go in the right direction. So drjoe.com. We accept almost all insurances. Depends if your insurance covers us, but we'll accept you. And a lot of our patients don't even use their insurance because it's the most effective, least expensive treatment for back pain, but we do everything else as well. So drjoe.com. Just make your appointment now. Stop suffering. All right, so if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. I'm telling you my health hacks, things that I do to stay healthy, and this is just bam, 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 rapid fire. You pick whichever ones you like. The nice part is that this show is going to be on my website, drjoe.com. It's going to be on the podcast service, Dr. Joe for the Health of It. So after we do the show, we put it on a podcast, Dr. Joe for the Health of It. So go to your podcast service if you want to hear it again, share it. It's here for you, and it's free. So other things. Sometimes when you get home, sometimes when I get home, I shouldn't claim the truth. Sometimes when I get home, I'm tired. I don't feel like preparing food. I don't know what to do. This is where bags of frozen organic vegetables come in great. You can steam them. You can roast them with a little coconut oil if you want to. Eat them as a side dish. Many times I'll eat it as a complete meal. On many occasions, I've had a bag of frozen peas that I boiled up. I added some coconut oil to it, some salt and pepper, and maybe some garlic powder, oregano if I wanted to, and I'd eat that as a meal. You think to yourself, well, that's just peas. How can that be a meal? Well, it is. It's fiber, it's protein, phytonutrients. So why wouldn't you consider that? I mean, it's like eating a piece of meat for a meal. This is peas for a meal. But peas, broccoli, stay away from corn if you can. Corn really isn't the healthiest food in the world. So it's a real quick, easy meal, and it's my go-to. And now, just remember, if you have them in the freezer for a long time, you have to eat them and then get new ones. But for $2 or $3, you got a meal. How easy is that? Quick, easy, inexpensive, good for you, high in fiber, loaded with nutrients. Why wouldn't you do that? Don't stink up the stove. You boil it. Easy to clean the pot. So there's so many little hacks that I have in my life, and that's why I made notes on these things. You can add flax seeds or chia seeds to your smoothie every day. So flax seeds and chia seeds are high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're great sources of fiber. You don't want to eat them whole. You can eat them whole if you want to. But if you have a coffee grinder, grind them right before you put it in your smoothie. Because if you buy them pre-ground, they start to oxidize. They go bad. The oils go rancid. So buy them fresh. Bonus tip, put it in the freezer. It'll stay fresh longer. So if you put it in the freezer, take a couple of tablespoons out, throw it in your food. Flax seeds and chia seeds are so important. Flax seeds, especially for women with hormone issues, balancing out hormone levels. Fiber helps with constipation. There's no downside to this, folks. And so what I do is I'll mix it in with my Super Greens and Essential Source, which everybody should be taking anyway. If you don't know what they are, they're 2 powders. They taste great. They're on my website, drjoe.com. And in fact, we're running a special now, depending when you listen to this, 50% off Super Greens with hemp. So we want to get this out to you as quickly as we can and make it so that so you like it. Bottom line. And I take a scoop of each. I mix it with some coconut milk, almond milk. I'll throw in a couple of tablespoons of flaxseed or chia seeds. Grind it in a coffee grinder. Grind it in a little magic bullet, whatever you have. But grind it, you're going to get more nutrients out of it. Pro tip for you. Save a little money there, too. When you're hungry, try eating a half an avocado or a whole avocado before a meal. You're going to be amazed how much less food you eat. Many times that's your whole meal, by the way. You won't eat anything else after that. Loaded with B vitamins, healthy fats, loaded with potassium, great source of fiber. If you just do that, you'll be amazed. Now, avocados have a very small window of when you can eat them. So if you have an avocado and you don't know how to keep them, it'll probably going to buy it and it's firm. Sometimes the stores like Sprouts, I know, says ready today and it has a little sign on it. It should feel like the tip of your nose. When you push on it, it should give just a little bit like the tip of your nose. That's when you have the perfect avocado. And so then you can put it in the refrigerator. It'll last several more days after that. But cut it in half. You can put a little air-dried sea salt on it, which has 70 different minerals in it. Eat it plain if you want to. A little garlic powder if you want to. And if you eat a half or a whole avocado, you will be amazed how much less food you eat and how you're going to feel full and satisfied for a long period of time. I could eat a lot of carbohydrates and be hungry relatively soon. When you get a high-quality fat like avocados in there, you're going to eat so much less food. So it's not hard to do this, pretty easy. If you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. We're talking today about my personal health hacks. These are the things that I do every single day, and you should too. So try this. This is a good one. I've done it. I do this, and you should do it too. I want you to give up all wheat and dairy products for 1 week and see how you feel. That's it. No wheat, no dairy. Not a bite, not a nibble, not a sip, nothing. No wheat, no dairy. When I say dairy, that's butter, yogurt, cheese, ice cream. Nothing that comes out of a cow, and no wheat. Breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, pastas, look at ingredients. Maybe it's in a sauce or something like that. No wheat, 1 week. Almost everyone I've ever done this with says the same thing. They feel great. They have less bloating, less gas. They sleep better. And some tell me their love life even improves because it helps with circulation. It helps with energy levels. There's estrogen compounds that are found in dairy products that can counteract testosterone. There's an amino acid called gluten that's found in amino acid called glutamic acid, which can be found in gluten, and that can trigger things like headaches and anxiety. So give up the wheat, give up the dairy. 1 week is all I'm asking. See what happens. If I'm right, stick with it forever. If I'm wrong, so what? Didn't cost you anything. You gave up wheat and dairy for a week. Go right back to it, day 8. Feel free. But I've never had anyone say they didn't feel better. So I think you'll be amazed. Sinus problems, gas, bloating, indigestion. I mean, just so many things go away when you give up the wheat and dairy. Skin rashes, eczema, psoriasis start to heal. It's crazy. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So what? I want you to eat something raw at every meal. Now, when I say raw, it could be broccoli, cucumbers, tomatoes, avocados, salad, apples, peaches, pears, bananas, pineapples, mangoes. Raw food has something in it called enzymes. And enzymes are one of the nutrients that nobody talks about, but it's probably one of the nutrients that you're missing. Because as you get older, your enzyme level production drops dramatically. And so by simply putting enzymes into your diet, you help the body stay young, function more efficiently, fight off inflammation, fight off disease. It's amazing. So enzymes are the missing nutrient. And when you add the enzymes back to your diet, now you could have a whole meal that's raw. You can have a big salad, okay, with peppers and onions and tomatoes. That's great. But at least one serving of something raw at every meal. And once again, I gave you a lot of health hacks today. Any one of them that you do is going to enhance your health. If you do all of them, you've got black belt nutrition. Right now I'm giving you like brown belt nutrition. I'm going to take you to black belt nutrition. And stop eating rice. Rice is essentially sugar. You can switch to something called quinoa, Quinoa. Now, quinoa boils up like rice. It's real simple. It has a nice flavor to it. It's not exactly like rice, but it looks like rice. It's kind of a grainy thing. It's loaded with protein. It's low in sugar. It tastes great. It's high in fiber. Great weight loss program. Helps you feel fuller much longer than rice does. And I want you to try healthy foods and replace your bad foods with good foods. If you don't know what to eat, go to my website, drjoe.com, and type in, "So what can I eat?" in the search bar. And it's a talk that I did, and it just talks about 40 minutes or so. And I just talk about breakfast, lunches, dinner, snacks, parties, Christmas, holidays, raising kids, cleaning out your pantry. And it's just fun facts. And what I've learned, I'm coming up on 40 years now of certainly teaching. I taught when I was a student as well, of teaching people about health and wellness, is that it's repetition. You have to hear it over and over and over again. So if you go to my website, drjoe.com, we have about 4,000 hours of content there. So type in the search bar what you're looking for, whatever it is: men's health, women's health, digestive issues, weight loss, whatever it is, environmental toxins. And chances are we've done a radio show, a podcast, a blog on it. And listen to it. Listen to it over and over again. In fact, when patients come in the office in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb, I'll say, listen, I'm going to give you 2 lectures to listen to. One is called The 7 Deadly Sins of Nutrition. One is called So What Can I Eat? And I say, listen to this and see what happens. See how you feel. And I want you to listen to it over and over and over again. I want it to become a regular thing in your life. And I'll say, listen to it 11 times if you can. Because I have to ingrain you. I have to get it into your brain. Because it's just like a song. The first time you hear it, oh, I like that song. What was it? I don't remember. Second time, third time. After the 4th or 5th time, you start to pick up the words. Certainly after the 11th time, if you can understand the words, you know all the words. So do me a favor. Follow me on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Again, we post every single day. You're going to get so much information. And it's health hacks. A lot of these health hacks. If you have any questions, send it to me through my website, drjoe.com. Happy to work with you. If you are a podcast junkie, go to Dr. Joe for the Health of It on your podcast service, Dr. Joe for the Health of It. Make an appointment to come see us. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. We even have medical treatments for erectile dysfunction. Non-invasive, non-drug, non-surgical, way less expensive than the other treatments, and the results we're seeing are just phenomenal. So we want to be your doctor. We want to get you well and keep you well. We even do DOT exams. So if you're a truck driver, we'd love to be your doctor and do your DOT exams, because we also do nutrition evaluation to go along with it. But the website's a great source of information if you want to reach out to me, if you want to make an appointment, whether it's in person or virtual, drjoe.com. Folks, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time. What you got?
I should probably use this. I've learned that there are 6 vitamins that everyone with diabetes needs to take to avoid complications. Do you have a product that contains all of them?
I don't know what those 6 are. I'm not psychic. So I'd say chromium. I'd say gymnema. I don't know. Magnesium. Dr. Joe's Essential Source has pretty much everything in it. That's why diabetics love this stuff. So I'm going to guess whatever your magical 6 are, we have it in Dr. Joe's Essential Source. So take that. Take it twice a day. I do. What else you got?
Should I eat nuts before my dinner or during? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But if you eat them before, you're going to eat a lot less at dinner. So have, a handful, again, a serving is like fills up your palm. Not a lot. So if you have 1 or 2 servings of nuts before dinner or before a meal, you're going to eat so much less food, much like the avocado. So. What else?
The one of our broken foot ladies has a follow-up visit on December 5th. Is that a little too late to come in here?
No, we see you tomorrow.
But waiting for after the 5th?
Oh, no. So, the longer you wait, the worse it'll be. But, it's not going to be that dramatic in a week. That's not that big a deal. So, yeah. Okay. That's it.
That's it.
All right. You guys are awesome.
Here's the 6. Bentophytamine? I can't read that one. Alpha lipoic acid, B6, B12, D, silyl-carnitine. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. Almost all of those are an essential source. So just take the essential source. You'll be fine. Because they never mentioned chromium. They didn't mention magnesium. So, yeah, I would give you a different 6 than the ones Garrett has listed. So, all right. Guys, appreciate you very much. Follow me on social media, all platforms at Dr. Joe Esposito, and we'll see you